The sheer heart attack mini arc is one of the greatest runs of storytelling in JoJo's, which is especially impressive because it isn't dominated by combat. Let's dive in. In chapter 89, there is a problem and a potential solution. The Kira problem is that there's a stand user serial killer on the loose. Part of the solution is that Shigechi retrieved a button from the killer's suit, which can be used to track them down. Jotaro and Koichi are on it. The tone switches from neutral to positive when they find the suit with the button. They ask for the name on the suit and the clerk goes to tell them. They're getting so close to the pivotal moment in the Kira problem. But boom, reversal. The stand kills the clerk as Kira steals his jacket without being seen. The tone reverses from a strong positive to a strong negative. Now, there's the sheer heart attack problem, a fight. Koichi not being taken seriously by Jotaro is a subplot that's established. Jotaro gives Koichi the advice of carefully observe. Jotaro tries to solve the problem with brute force, but it doesn't work. In fact, the punches are injuring him. After his first solution attempt fails, he tries to rip it apart, but it explodes again. Koichi tries his own solution. He sends out his stand to look for Kira and finds him, tone positive. But as a result, he's left open to Sheer's attack, tone negative. Jotaro saves Koichi by cleverly creating a fire and stops time to make use of its heat-seeking autopilot, positive. But the result is that he gets injured instead, negative. Koichi starts taking advantage of this by turning on the lights and other appliances while he protects Jotaro. The tone reverses to negative as Sheer reaches Koichi, but then the student remembers Jotaro's advice, carefully observe. The tone reverses to the highest positive and Koichi creates a killer solution. He uses his stand ability to make Sheer chase a heat sound effect. This video aims to break down the narrative techniques used to design the plot of the Sheer heart attack arc in a gripping way. I'll be looking at things like the plot web, problem solving, and reversals. Koichi uses this chance to call Josuke for help. This is a solution attempt to heal Jotaro. We'll call that the heal problem. Unfortunately, Echo's ability starts heating up the stove from earlier and Sheer attacks him. Koichi ends up injured from the explosion and it looks like his stand is dead. This is the lowest negative so far, but Act 3 shows up to reverse the tone back to positive. 3 freeze seemingly fails, negative, but then the effect takes place, positive. Intense gravity holds Sheer in place. The Sheer problem is officially solved by Koichi rising up to the challenge. However, this results in the Killer Queen problem, which is Kira fighting head-on in order to undo Sheer and remove the weight from his hand. Kira shows himself to Koichi, which gives the heroes progress on the Kira problem. Now they have a face. Koichi tries to solve the Queen problem, but he gets demolished. The tone is negative, but it reverses to positive when Koichi sees the enemy's ID, learning his real name, and adding to the progress on the Kira problem. It's an incremental solution. This further progresses Koichi's competency subplot. Even though he's losing in the Queen problem, he's winning in the Kira problem. That's hard, and Josuke is on his way. This positive tone is short-lived because Kira punches a hole through Koichi, seemingly killing him and bringing the lowest negative tone. Koichi fails this problem, but before Kira can kill him, as a result of saving Jotaro during the Sheer problem, Kujo is able to tag in and save him. Now, Jotaro inherits the Queen problem, and he acknowledges Koichi's competency. The tone reverses to positive with Star Platinum's arrival. It dips into a slight negative when Jotaro stumbles, but reverses back to positive when he sweeps Kira while injured. Jotaro passes the Queen problem, but falls unconscious. Josuke shows up at the end. This creates the imposter problem. 3 people are injured, but Koichi and Jotaro are unconscious, so they're unable to tell Josuke that the third is the killer. Josuke heals the 2 allies with Crazy Diamond, solving the heal problem. Kira is awake and the 2 students suspect him. As a result of the Queen problem and locking out the 2 opponents, he's able to cleverly counter by pretending to be a victim, making them think that the killer is still out there. Josuke's solution is sneakily baiting Kira into thinking that he can heal him. Kira easily accepting the idea is suspicious unless he saw him healing the others, meaning he's the enemy. As a result, Kira makes a play. He cuts off his own hand and sends out Sheer heart attack, creating a second Sheer problem as he runs away, creating the escape problem. This is so that 3 freeze won't be able to hold him down again. Intelligent adaptation. The tone is negative, but Josuke is completely cool for some reason. That's because even though his punches don't work, he can just fix the stand back to the hand and the hand back to the user. A positive reversal that makes Josuke look extremely cool. He easily solved the problem that Jotaro and Koichi struggled with. This narrative leapfrogging makes him look more competent in comparison. On top of that, he solved the Sheer and escape problem with one solution. That's main character energy. Unfortunately, the plan is countered by Kira changing his body with the help of Cinderella, a stand user that was previously shown. The tone reverses from positive to negative because now they've lost Kira again. This mini arc was brilliant. The story had many great tone reversals, which constantly keeps audiences on their toes. By switching from extreme negative to extreme positive, the story feels like a roller coaster. The writing also did a good job of increasing the negatives and positives. Act 2 dying was the lowest negative. Then Kira killing Koichi surpassed it. Koichi stopping Sheer heart attack with Act 2 was the highest positive. Then Act 3 freeze surpassed it. Then Jotaro's last minute save surpassed it. Then Josuke stopping Sheer surpassed it. By increasing the peaks and valleys of the positives and negatives as time goes on, the story becomes even more engaging. Now the plot web. This is what I call the complex relationships between problems, solutions, and results. Jotaro finding the suit as a solution to the Kira problem creates Kira's response, the shear problem. Koichi's solution attempt of trying to find Kira results in Jotaro getting injured. Koichi saving Jotaro in the shear problem allows Jotaro to save Koichi in the queen problem. Koichi calling Josuke to heal Jotaro as a result of the shear problem leads to Josuke solving the imposter, second shear, and escape problems. Koichi solving the shear problem creates the queen problem. The queen problem's result of everyone knocked out creates the imposter problem. The result of the first shear problem, 3 freeze, and the passing of the imposter problem create the second shear problem and escape. Cinderella influences the failure of the escape problem. Problems are nested in other problems. The results from one problem influence or create other problems. This creates a well-connected story that feels smart. Koichi also had a subplot of being recognized as competent. Jotaro starts by not trusting him, and Koichi shows that he's unreliable. But by the end, he takes Jotaro's advice and becomes reliable, even having Jotaro acknowledge him. This adds great emotion to the plot. Finally, a unique thing this arc does really well is the execution of the fight. Instead of a straightforward 1v1, it's more of magical problem solving, which makes them feel different. The only straightforward fights are Koichi vs Kira and Jotaro vs Kira. The 2 shears, imposter, and escape problems were all unique stand-based problems. By not making everything a fight, there are unique problems met with unique solutions, making the story separate itself from other battle manga without losing its design quality. In conclusion, the great use of problem solving, complex plot webs, escalating tone reversals, and emotional subplot, and unique magical problem solving are the biggest design tricks that make the Sheer Heart Attack arc magnificent.